What's going on, everybody? Welcome back. This is going to be part 2 of the stock rear-wheel drive build for Maple City Madness. The last episode, we took a break from the car, ran all the way down to the Tennessee-Alabama line, picked up 5 cars there. What a great time we had. That was a freaking blast. We were tired when we got back, though. We will not be doing that again in a 24-hour stretch. We're definitely going to be trying to make that a 2-day thing from now on. Other than that, it has been cold. For some reason, last week we had like an almost 70-degree day, and then the next day we were back down to a wind chill of -5. So the seasonal depression has been unreal around here, let me tell you about it. But it is a balmy 48 today. We've actually got the barn door open, trying to enjoy it a little bit. I just got home from work. So we're gonna try to get a couple things done on this car. We have made a decision. We're not gonna be running the 4.6 in this. We got a 302 that we're gonna be running, wink wink. We're gonna be putting that in. We're gonna bolt up a C6 trans to it. We're gonna have to make some changes, modifications to that. You guys will be along for that along the way. But in this episode, try to get this motor out, get this trans out, get this drive shaft out, get the doors off, so that way we're prepped pretty good to start getting a cage in it, doing what little bit of framework that we can do. I wanna get this rear end out. Not sure if we'll get to that in this episode. But I have another rear end, same era of vehicle, but it's a little bit better. You'll see once we get to it, and we'll do some more explaining. But hang out for the ride. Like, comment, subscribe. If you're new here, welcome. Great to have you. My guys that have been following along, and girls, thanks for coming back. So we're gonna get going on this. Hang out.
Here we go again.
All right, so we got the drive shaft off, and we prepped the transmission cross member so that way when we're pulling this motor, it can go ahead and fall right out of the way. I got those 4 bolts off and both the bolts that are holding it to the frame rail. All we got left, lines and wires, whatever, we can cut them. Can't really see up in there, but there's a bolt there for the motor mount and a bolt up in there, and we'll rip this thing out with the tractor. We're gonna get doing that. That, ladies and gentlemen, is how you unethically pull a 4.6 out of a Lincoln Town car. It's out, so I don't even care.
And here's the thing, it'll give us so much extra space in our room to do activities.
Well, it's now Sunday, out in the shop doing a little bit of tinkering around here. Ran to my buddy Phil's last night. Phil is a Ford fanatic. This guy has Ford everything, so he was a major help with getting this together. Small block Ford. We're gonna take those points out. We're gonna put an HEI in. We're gonna strip this front down. But then he also gave me to use intake, HEI distributor with clamp, headers, mini torque starters, engine mounts, flywheel, hoses, but what I love, because I'm a Chevy guy, this water pump. It makes it so I can put it on a Ford motor and run small block Chevy radiators. I can't thank him enough though, because he just got me fully running, ready to go. But I'm trying to do this build and show you guys that you don't have to have big money into these cars to go out and play. We ran to the steel place the other day, got all the steel for the cage for $350. We even got plates, so we're gonna make this a bolt-in, so that way we can show you for about 350 bucks, you can make yourself a bolt-in cage, and you can take that cage out when you're done and use it in another car. That's another expense that you don't have to pay again. So we're gonna do that. This motor, I know it's a friend letting me use it, but this is just a junkyard small block Ford. You can pick these up all day long, $250, $300. Some of the other stuff I have, like my pedals, yeah, I bought them, but you can make them. A little bit of fabrication skills and a welder, you can do wonders. So, but we're gonna do some more tinkering. We're gonna pull this car forward, get the doors off, maybe start planning out a cage for it and go from there. We also ran over to my little brother's house. Now he's a Ford guy. My dad's also a Ford guy. I like Ford trucks, but when it comes to my derby cars, it's Chevy all the way. But when we ran to my brother's, he had just picked up a C6 trans for his 67 Mustang. I needed a transmission for this build. We snatched her up. Hopefully we don't break it. We'll see though. Oh well, if I do, I do. If I don't, I don't. Whatever. I'll just get him another one. Marketplace finds, they're cheap. I've been seeing them for $200 all over the place. So if I break it, I'll get him a new one. No big deal. But again, I don't run Ford stuff, so I don't have it in my barn. This is completely new for me. I don't know how I feel about it. A little pro tip: the latches on the doors. When you're gutting your cars, leave them intact. You can take out the mechanisms and all that stuff, but leave the latches, because we'll just say you're in a derby with the rule for plating the door of you get 6 plates. Well, if you leave the latch, it's not a plate, but it's one extra holding surface. So it helps to hold that door intact and keep it shut. Just a little thing. A lot of people might be watching this going, well, yeah, it's common sense. No, it's not. Trust me. Well, we're back at it again today. I had the day off, had to redo the driveway, so we're gonna start doing cage stuff. Cage day. My daughter's out here helping. Say hi. Hi. First off, we're gonna get these sidebars put in. I like to put the sidebars at about bumper height. There's no bumper height for this class, at least a rule for it. It's a pretty simple build, so as far as jacking up your front end, it's not gonna happen too much. Also, the one thing is my seat sits at about 14 inches, 12 to 14 inches. So I want that sidebar to be about hip high. I want it to match driver and passenger side. So over here, we'll go about 15 inches. Put a mark there. And then we'll put it a little bit of an angle coming down. The only rule that I've found as far as the cage, and it really only correlates with the gas tank protector. The gas tank protector has to be 5 inches from all sheet metal. We're gonna kind of stick to that rule also with the cage. We're gonna go a little bit higher. We'll go at about 9. So that way, it's gonna put us at an angle about like that. When that front end comes up, this front's gonna drop, so it'll be more like that. So that'll work. What we'll do is we'll recess into the A-pillar up here. That way it gives us a little shelf for the sidebar to sit on. And then we'll see how it's gonna land back here. We'll probably just weld right to here. The rule states I can use an 8x8 by quarter plate up against the sheet metal. we might do something like that. It's not really a huge deal for this class. Yeah, also we're allowed to use 4x4 by 1/4 inch for cage material. But the way it's wrote is it says 4-inch material, so it doesn't have to be 4x4. We ended up, for the sidebars, we opted for a 3x4 by 1/4 inch. That way it gives you a little bit more room, and really that 1 inch isn't a huge deal, at least not for this, and it saved me quite a bit of money by going that route. Now our dash bar and our back bar, that is 4x4. Just give us a little more lateral strength on that. We're also going to be having some gussets. We'll have a center bar that our shifter is going to mount to. Our fuel pump box is going to mount to that. Our switch box. Basically, that's going to be the main hub of the car. Try to keep it in the middle, away from the doors. Don't risk somebody getting into it with a bumper, you know, anything like that. So we're going to get to doing this. All right, got the A-pillar trimmed. Oh, I'll do that one. Let's see how this fits. I think that's gonna be about perfect. So these things, $15 on Amazon. You get like 4 of them. They're a lifesaver. They're cheap. There's the mark. There's that one. Decisions.
Hit me like a tidal wave. Hit me like a tidal wave.
Well, it's Saturday night out here in the barn. Got Supercross on the TV. They're racing in Detroit tonight. My son's down there, cousin, bunch of buddies. They're having a good old time. Me and the wife are supposed to go, but your boy decided to work today. So I'm out here in the barn working on the car, just watching from the TV. Also wouldn't hurt to save some money. Me and the wife decided to plan a spur-of-the-moment trip to Vegas. We're gonna be out there April 8th through the 10th. There's Sin City Showdown going on. It's put on by Stern Dirt Racing. So we're gonna go out there and watch that derby. Should be a good time. I haven't been out to Vegas in a long time, so she hasn't been out there since she was like 12. So we're gonna go out there, have a good old time, check out the derby. But for now, we are gonna continue on trying to get this cage in the car tonight. We got the bars set. How we did that was we cut into the A-pillar and we set up against the B-pillar. Same thing over here. So we got the welder out, got it all cleaned up. So we're gonna start getting these bars welded in. And then I don't have to work tomorrow, so we're gonna be putting a mad rush trying to finish up getting this cage in. Well, like I said last time, we're gonna make this cage a bolt-in. So instead of going and buying pre-cut plates, it'd be like that. Just bought this big old piece, 6 by 1/4 inch thick. And when it started, it was 48 inches long, and I only paid $23 for it. So measure them out, slice them up, and then we'll get some holes in them for bolts, and we'll put the cage together. Well, we got that in. Now, gotta work on a dash bar to go from there to there. So we'll put this seat back where it should be. We have to cut out a hole in the firewall, the steering shaft, so that way we can put it through there and kind of mock up where our steering wheel is gonna be, so that way we know where to put our dash bar. So all I do when I'm putting these plates in to make these a bolt together, I usually just get the steel mocked up, and I find a good place where I want to put whatever plates I'm putting in. So like this spot, we'll say right here. So on my 2x6 cage, I use 3/8 plate. On this one, I'm using 1/4 inch. So you just take the thickness of 2 plates, so a 1/2 inch, and we're gonna mark that gap. Now we're gonna go cut that gap out. We'll make up our plates, bolt them together. Then we'll weld this all together, put it in the car, we'll weld it solid. So that way when the car's done, it's junk, we can unbolt it, take our bars out, and we're good to go. Make sure you use a square. Don't just eyeball it, do it right. And then I even write on them, so that way I know I put it together in the same exact orientation as what I'm cutting apart. Maybe you gotta do it, I don't know. I just do it. Makes it easier for me. Well, we got the dash bar in. All we got left now is gas tank protector, and we got to do the up and over bar, but the up and over bar can't be done until we put all the doors back on. So Not too bad. A little bit left. Already hung the steering column from there. It's perfect. So beard's gone, hair's gone, cage is almost done. We got the gas tank protector in. Wasn't too bad. If anybody knows how to measure and cut these angles to get them pretty much perfect every time, comment down below on how y'all do that, because I'll tell you what, these things are a bitch for me. Every time I do them, I feel like I waste more material than I actually get done. But looks all right. Full bolt in. So we sandwiched our plates here, connected them right to the cage. So this will unbolt here. These standoffs will stay. They unbolt here. This whole gas tank protector can come out. The rules for this show was it had to be 5 inches off the package tray and 5 inches away from all sheet metal. So I made it this way, so that way when I run a different rule set that's not as stupid, I can just make another gas tank protector, or I can end up putting my other one in here. Just have to modify it a little bit. So the only thing we got left for here, we got to run a center bar. I want to run it up to the dash bar. I'm not quite sure how we're going to do that yet, but I've got a couple ideas. And then once we get the doors on and everything, we can run our rollover bar. That'll go right up here and across the roof. A little bit left, not much. Almost there. And we gotta take apart that other motor, the new intake on it, a couple other things, and then that'll be drop-in ready. Oh, got our center bar in. That will be where the majority of our stuff mounts: shifter, switch box, fuel pump, all that. Turned out pretty good. Wasn't sure for a second how I was gonna mount that top portion, but I like how it came out. So with that, I'm out of here. That is a full bolt-in cage ready to go in this car, besides the rollover bar, but that's no big deal. So hopefully you come back. Look forward to hanging out with you. Thanks for hanging out this time.